Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about the 2024 year in review, share a couple exciting updates from this past year, as well as talk about some things that I've been up to and some general stories to tell about 2024. And then I'm really looking forward to talking about some things that might be coming down the line in 2025. Let's get into it. If we haven't met before, my name's Alex Messenger. I'm a photographer, author, and marketer based here in Duluth, Minnesota. You might recognize me from my best-selling memoir, The 29th Day, Surviving a Grizzly Attack in the Canadian Tundra. That tells the true story of a near-death experience that I had when I was 17 back in 2005. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. I'm also a photographer, a marketer, and a lover of the great outdoors, and this channel is going to be kind of a symbiosis of all those things. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to share some of the things that I really like to dive into, some of the tools that I've used, some reviews of photography gear, as well as some tips and tricks on using them, as well as editing photography on the back end. So whether you're looking to up your photography game, learn about my process and apply that to your own work, or just get some inspiration for adventures and things that you can do closer to home as well, you're in the right place. So thanks for being here. I really look forward to sharing my journey with you and some of my experiences as well. Now, we're not going to have a lot of super high production value. That's not what this channel's about. It's going to be pretty tight focus on most videos. This one's a little bit more broad because it's an intro. It's the first video on this channel. But a lot of them are going to have a very tight focus. So not lots of cinematics. Hopefully it's actionable, interesting to you, and it's something that you can take away, whether that's finding the product that's right for you or how to use something that you already have. So I'm all about keeping it simple and useful. If that sounds right to you, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit that bell to get notifications about when the next video comes out and all the stuff that YouTubers say. I'm new to it, so hopefully I'm hitting the right the right things to share there. One of the challenges for me is that I'm not self-promotional. Talking about myself and building myself up, that's just not my style. That doesn't come naturally to me. But for the sake of this introduction, I'll share briefly some of my background. I am an author, photographer, and marketer. My best-selling memoir was a finalist for the Minnesota Book Awards. It was a Wall Street Journal bestseller. It's been on a number of bestseller lists ongoing since it was released in 2019 and really well received. So that's been a very humbling experience to be able to share that story and have people continue to enjoy it in hardcover, paperback, audiobook. If you're interested in getting it, you can pick it up wherever you buy your books. I always encourage people to support local. If you're interested in buying one from me and having me sign it, you can find it at alexmessenger.com. I'd love to send you a copy. I'm also a photographer. I've had my work published in a number of publications, from the New York Times, Backpacker, Men's Journal. Most of that work has been focused on travel, lifestyle, outdoor photography, but I also do portraits and feature photography as well as product photography. So a little bit varied, but I've just always had this interest in photography. We're going to talk about that more in a future video, but that's a little bit about my photography background. So talking about this past year, this year's really been focused on writing and then spending time with family. I spent a lot of time taking pictures in the outdoors. I haven't shared most of those yet. Hopefully share a bit more as we move forward. One of the biggest announcements that I have to share is that I recently signed my second book with Blackstone Publishing. This is something I'm really excited about. My first book came out in 2019, and so it's a couple years in the making. This one is actually a fiction, so the 29th Day was very much nonfiction. It was true. This one is very much fiction. I came up with the ideas. I had some inspirations that led to it. The working title is The Ice on the Lake. We'll see if that continues through to publication or not. Could change, could evolve. But it tells the story of a man in Duluth who has become estranged from his family. He goes out fishing on Lake Superior in the winter, ice fishing, and ends up going adrift on a floe. And no one knows that he's out there, and he has no way of calling for help. It's a bit of a cross between Castaway and The Old Man and the Sea, set in the frigid north. I'm really excited to share that story. I spent a lot of time this summer working on my draft, getting that ready to send to publishers. It's going to be a couple of years before it comes out, but that first critical step of getting a publisher on board has been taken. So thanks to my agent, Philip Turner, and to Blackstone Publishing for believing in that. So I'm really looking forward to the next steps on that. We'll be working on editing pretty shortly. I'm hoping that once we have that editing process done, we'll have a publication date that we'll be able to share with you. So more on that to come. That's a big update from 2024. Another big thing that I've been working towards this year is getting ready to launch this channel. This has been something that I've had on the back burner for a long time. I have all these different things that have kept me from launching it, most of them just barriers for me personally, but I've been wanting to start sharing some of my experiences in video form. So I've been working on building up some of the equipment for that. Like I said, I'm trying to keep this pretty simple, so the camera is something we'll talk about in another one, but I really wanted to have good audio with the right microphones, and I wanted to have a setup in here in this office space where a lot of these are going to be filmed, because a lot of these are going to be talking head style videos where we're really focused on that one thing, whether it be a tabletop review of a lens or looking at the computer and how an editing process takes place. But I really wanted to have this setup work and also not be so onerous to set up every single time. I want to lower the barrier for making these, and I also want to make them useful for you as well on the other end. I'm going to be sharing some affiliate links down below of some of the equipment I'm talking about or using, so if you're interested in finding out where you can get those things, check the links below. Otherwise, I look forward to sharing the next one. I don't exactly have a timeline for that, but it'll be in the next couple weeks. We're going to take a deeper dive into the 29th day, talking about my book and that experience, this Grizzly Attack on this once-in-a-lifetime trip, as well as the process of writing it. I've got a whole bunch of other videos on the docket that I'm excited to put together and share with you. So anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate you. I look forward to sharing more with you on the next one. Take care, and we'll see ya. Bye.